Hello students, welcome to the lecture of Theory of Computation. In this lecture, I will give you the introduction of a subject and I will explain you the basic of theory of computation. So let's start with the introduction. So theory of computation is one of the most fundamental branches of a computer science, and it is about how efficiently problem can be solved using algorithm, and how fast and how much space does it take for computation purpose. So in a simple words, what do you mean by this computation? This is nothing but a task performed by a machine. This computation is nothing but a task performed by machine. That machine can be a computer or a calculator. And in theory of computation, we are going to mathematically model that machine and study the theory about it. And this model tells us how a machine works altogether. This is nothing but your theory of computation. Now, this theory of computation is divided into three main branches. That is automata theory, compatibility theory, and complexity theory. So automata theory, this automata theory is mainly deals with the mathematical models, and the example of these mathematical models are finite automata, push-down automata, Turing machine, etc. The computability theory, this deals with, or it is classify a particular problem and check whether that problem is solvable or unsolvable. So it is classify that problem into solvable problem or unsolvable problem. In complexity theory, it will give the degree of a difficulty of a problem. That means it tells whether that problem is hard or easy. So it will give in that way it will give the degree of difficulty of a particular problem. But for now, keep aside this computability theory and complexity theory and focus on automata theory. This automata is nothing but a machine, and we are mathematically model these machines. So how to mathematical model the machines? For that we need some basic things, and these basics of a TOC we will going to discuss. So initially, the first basic, the fundamental building block of a TOC is symbol. It is the basic and fundamental building block of a TOC. So this symbol can be anything, that means any letter from a to small z, or it can be capital letters small a to z, or it can be a number from 1 to up to 9, or it can be a picture also, right? So this is the symbol. So this symbol is any letters from capital A to Z, or small a to z, and numbers you can have in the form of symbols, or you can even have the pictures, right? So this symbol, with the help of this symbol, we can form an alphabet. So what is this alphabet? So alphabet is nothing but it is some collection of a symbol. Suppose these are the symbols, small letters A to Z, and out of this small letter A to Z, if you are taking some symbols and you are collectively taking it, so it becomes an alphabet. Now alphabet is always represented with the help of a special symbol called sigma. So how to write this sigma alphabet? Suppose I am taking some symbol like A and B. So sigma equal to, in curly bracket, A comma B, this is nothing but an alphabet, right? So what is this alphabet? Alphabet is nothing but it is some collection of symbols. Are you getting, right? So it can be anything. Suppose you can take you can take two symbols, or you can have one symbol also, or you can have fine. So this alphabet, what is this alphabet? It is a collection, it is some collection of a symbol. So this alphabet is non-empty finite set. This should not be empty and it is a finite set, right? Now with the help of this alphabet you can form a string. Now what is this string? This string is nothing but a sequence of symbol, but these symbols we are chosen from this alphabet. Now how we are doing this? Now let's see the example so that you will understand. Suppose we are having alphabet, let's say we are having alphabet 0, 1. This is our alphabet, fine. And this alphabet, these alphabets are collection of symbols, right? I have already shown you in symbol we are having numbers also, right? So I have taken these numbers and I have considered it as an alphabet now, right? So how to choose a string from this alphabet? Now suppose I am writing 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. This is the string which I have formed with the help of these two symbols, and these symbols I have chosen from this alphabet. So this is your string, right? Suppose if you are writing a 0, single 0, this is also a string and you can call it as a string of length 1. If 1, you can have, this is also a string, you can consider this also a string, but this string length is length 1. This is also a string of length 1, fine. So in this way you can form a string. So let's see few more example of a string so that you will understand it clearly. Suppose I am having alphabet A, B, and over this alphabet I am writing a strings. So as I have now just now I have explained you can have a length 1 string also. So this is what, this is a string of length 1. You can have a B as a string. This is a string of length 1. You can have AB or BA. These are what? These are the strings of length 2 and so on. In this way you can construct a strings using this alphabet. Fine. So what we have studied, the basics are symbol, and this symbols gives you alphabet, and this alphabet is used to construct a string, right? Now what is this symbols? So these symbols are any alphabet. Suppose small letters, you can have small letters, you can have capital letters, right? Or you can have numbers also or pictures also, right? So these are the symbols. So using these symbols, some collection of these symbols form alphabet, and this alphabet is always represented with sigma, and you can have this A, B or 0, 1. This kind of a alphabet, set of alphabet you can form. You can even have this, right? Now this alphabet is used to form a string, fine. So what we are doing, we are taking a symbols as a set of a alphabet. Like suppose if you are taking a symbol like 0, 1. So these are what? The 0 and 1. The 0 and 1 are what? Symbols. So we are taking this symbol, we are taking some collection of these symbols, and this collection of some symbol is nothing but now it is your alphabet. And over this alphabet, over 0 and 1 alphabet, you can form a string of length 1 or length 2 and so on. Fine. So you can have a string 0. This string is of length 1. You can have a string 1 of string, again a string of length 1. You can have a 0, 1, 1, 1 and so on. So in this way, you can form a string. Fine. So hope you will understand up till now. Thank you.